All right, guys, so with the Biden administration set to expand the IRS and its thieving powers, right, to unprecedented levels, okay? The IRS is about to become larger than the Pentagon, Border Patrol, the DEA, FBI, all those institutions combined, okay? The IRS is about to be the most powerful government institution in the country, okay? It really is, right? So with all eyes on that, another Biden bill is flying under the radar that some people are saying is a setup. People like Charlamagne Tha God, okay? He's accusing Joe Biden, okay, of setting up black people because he loves to lock up black people, because Biden is now trying to go after people who committed fraud by taking PPP loans for basically fraudulent, non-existent businesses. Stories like this. Take a look.
And now to what's being called a multi-million-dollar scheme to defraud the feds. A man accused of using money meant for small businesses to buy this mansion in Central Florida, along with other luxury items. He got away with it for a while, but now he's been indicted.
The scheme helped him land millions from the PPP program, and Calvin's in the newsroom with the details.
Well, we've heard the story before. The man is accused of lying about his business, saying it had hundreds of employees with an average monthly payroll of nearly $3 million. But federal investigators say none of that was true. A federal grand jury has returned this indictment charging Don Cisternino of defrauding the federal government out of $7.2 million in COVID-19 relief funds. According to allegations in the indictment, Cisternino is accused of lying about his New York-based consulting company to get millions of dollars in payroll protection plan funds. Investigators say during 2019 and 2020, the company had few or no employees other than Cisternino and his girlfriend. According to the indictment, in April 2020, the Bradenton man submitted a fraudulent PPP loan application, including false supporting documents and bank statements. The application says the company had more than 400 employees. Charging documents indicate of the $7.2 million the couple received, more than $3 million of it went to this mansion. Property records show Cisternino and his girlfriend purchased the home in July 2020. The 12-acre estate boasts a British-style pub theater, 7 bedrooms, a tennis court, and a 5-stall horse barn. Investigators say it was paid for with PPP loan money. The grand jury indictment also claims a trail of evidence reveals Cisternino spent thousands of dollars on pricey vehicles like a Maserati, Lincoln Navigator, and a Mercedes-Benz, all in a span of months in 2020. And Cisternino has been indicted on 2 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of aggravated identity theft, and 3 counts of illegal monetary transaction.
All right, guys, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? That's just not the only story that we have here about people living off the hog, living off the government teat, okay? Thinking that a government check is free, okay? Buying all types of luxurious goods, living a luxurious lifestyle, doing all types of crazy stuff. That's not the only story. There are plenty of stories out there like that. And again, the Biden administration has decided to crack down on those people. And Charlamagne Tha God has responded to this by essentially accusing Biden of targeting black people. Because according to Charlamagne Tha God, Joe Biden loves locking up black people. But at the same time, Charlamagne says that black people should have knew. They should have knew that PPP was a scam. Take a listen.
All right, there is not one single solitary human I know with good sense who participated in PPP fraud. Why? Because we all knew it was too good to be true. We all knew there was only one place fake LLC Twitter was going to end up, and that's in PPP prison. Okay, PPP period. Y'all know President Biden loved locking black people up, and y'all just helped him. See, I'm not wishing jail on nobody. I just understand that there's consequences to all our actions. And for some reason in this era, people have forgotten that. All right, folks want to do whatever it is they want to do and then get mad when they don't get away with it. It's unreal to me. The mindset is crazy. Okay, and these bills that Biden signed will extend the statute of limitations for prosecuting cases of fraud against the government for 10 years. So for the next decade, if you did a fraudulent PPP scam, you better act like you a rapper from Atlanta who's been warned by the DA that more RICOs are on the way over the next 60 days. By the way, she said that 3 weeks ago, so y'all got about 3 or 4 more weeks left. But I just want to know, what made y'all think y'all could get away with this fraudulent PPP loan scam in the first place? Some of y'all never owned a business. never ran a business, nothing. But all of a sudden, you creating these fake LLCs, lying about the number of employees you have, about the profits you made. We told y'all this was going to lead to you going to PPP prison, and you did it anyway. Okay? I don't feel sorry for y'all. Okay? I feel sorry for all the small businesses, all the small black businesses who couldn't get any PPP money, who wanted the relief, who needed the relief, and for whatever reason couldn't get it. But all of y'all out there with fake LLCs like Dealy Nuts LLC and Beef King LLC and Ritter Wheat Club LLC, would you like to know who those people were? Those were actual businesses who claimed to be farms. But guess where these farms, and I got farms in air quotes, guess where these farms were located? In beach towns in New Jersey. Okay? Hundreds of PPP loans went to fake farms in places where there is no damn farms. All right? There was an online lending platform called Cabbage that sent 378 pandemic loans worth $7 million to fake companies, mostly farms. Meanwhile, real farms couldn't get this kind of relief. This is what makes me feel like all of this was a setup. Okay? How were so many legitimate businesses ignored? Couldn't get the relief they needed, but all these fake LLCs weren't? For all you YouTube conspiracy theorists out there, this is a conspiracy you can run with because they killed two birds with one stone. In this case, they killed two niggas with one loan. Okay? Because if you're a small black and brown business who couldn't get a PPP loan, you probably ended up ultimately losing your business. So they killed black and brown businesses. And if you're a black or brown person who got a fake LLC, now you go into prison. And I don't even have to tell you how incarceration kills families. So therefore, this was the ultimate trap. Okay, you killed two niggas with one loan. It was clearly a trap and y'all fell for it. I don't feel remorse for any of you. Okay, PPP was intended to help businesses make payroll during the pandemic with those loans being forgiven if companies met specific criteria. Okay, it was for small businesses to stay afloat, not for you niggas to ball out on boats. Okay, I don't feel sorry for any of y'all. And I am sick of folks acting like there is not consequences to their actions. All right, we see people doing things that are going to lead them to jail. We tell them they're going to jail. We can clearly see what the consequences of what they are doing is going to be. We warn them, they do it, they get busted, and now we feel sorry for them? No, not Leonard, not Uncle Charla, okay? Y'all deserve to be afraid, all right? Very afraid over the next decade. You made a choice. And I hope those crab legs and scrimps and all that Casamigos was worth it.
Yeah, so I agree with Charlamagne Tha God when it comes to him trying to hold people accountable, people who obviously committed fraud. They set up fake businesses, fake employees, fake revenue in order to get this free government money. However, I think the point that he's pushing here, which is that these people were set up and that they should have known because, you know, Biden loves locking black people up. I'm not going to say Biden doesn't love locking black people up. He probably does. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, look, yeah, they definitely should have known. However, there's a bigger point. There's a bigger picture here, which is that, one, again, there's no free government check, right? If there's anything we learned from the pandemic and what we're experiencing right now, okay, whether or not you've been locked up for fraud or you are suffering from inflation, which everybody's suffering from inflation. Well, part of the reason why is because we spent all this money doing this pandemic, right? We spent an unprecedented amount of money, right? Taxpayer money, right? Money that we don't have, imported into an economy that was shut down, right? And because of that, that caused demand to spike without having production to match, which is, again, why we're in this inflation situation. And I think that is the real point that I want people to understand here is that when the government starts giving out free money, right? Especially when they start giving it out to small businesses and normal people, right? The way they did the PPP, okay, where they basically weren't really checking anything at all, okay? If you just said that you had a business and you had this many employees and your payroll was this, they just gave you the money. Be very wary, right? Always be wary of taking a check from the government. There are always strings attached, okay? There was strings attached to the stimulus checks, right? There was strings attached to the expanded unemployment benefits. There was strings attached to the PPP loan. There are strings attached to all forms of government assistance, okay? And that's what people got to understand. The second thing that I think Charlemagne is missing here is the lockdowns, like I mentioned before. these businesses that really needed these PPP loans, right, to stay afloat, they wouldn't have needed it if the government didn't lock down, right? If we did not lock down, they would not have needed it at all. They would have been doing business as usual. But because we chose to lock down, mainly blue states, now there was some red states that locked down as well too, okay? But I'm just saying, because the majority of this country, plus the world, chose to lock down, that is the real reason why these businesses suffered. Not because they didn't get a PPP loan. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that turned out, a lot of that stuff turned out to be wasteful spending. Even though at the time, you know, it seemed necessary, we didn't really know what the extent of this virus is going to be. But once the writing was on the wall in regards to the virus, the mortality rate, how serious it actually was, the spending should have stopped. However, that's not the case. The Democrats decided to turn it up a notch when they got in office, despite the fact that economists were saying that we were going to have a red hot economy because we already had spent trillions of dollars in stimulus before Joe Biden got in office. But Biden decided that no, let's expand this stuff, right, including PPP, right, including expanded unemployment benefits. Let's send out more stimulus checks. Let's pump more money into an economy that didn't need it. And lo and behold, everybody's paying for it now. Right? It's not just the PPP fraudsters that are paying for it. The average everyday American is paying for the stimulus that we pumped into the economy. Right? And that's what people got to learn, is that there is no free government cheese. Okay? There are always strings attached. There most certainly always will be some consequences on the back end. Okay? It might not be today. Everybody thought it was great when all this money was flowing. But now, fast forward 2 years, everybody suffered, right? Everybody suffered. So I just want to add to that, right? I think that Charlemagne is missing the bigger picture about how the government essentially gaslighted people into the situation we're in right now with inflation, and when it comes to the PPP loans as well too, basically making it way too easy for people to obtain those loans despite not having the proper paperwork or credentials or track record to qualify for those loans. But again, this is government for you, right? This is how government programs work. They're inefficient, right? They're inefficient. Nobody should be surprised that they're coming to collect on the back end because of their mistakes. It won't be the politicians that allowed that to happen that will be paying for it. No. It will always be the regular everyday people that decided that, hey, you know, this is free money. Let me get some while the government is making it rain. They didn't know, right, that this was going to happen. But like I said, again, this is why you got to be wary of the free government check, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.